Hello, 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 everyone. I'm Dasha Jamieson with Red Rock Pastoral Society of Nevada, and today we're celebrating demo by Tony Allain. And please hang with us because we're going to have a surprise. So today we got to visit his studio in Scotland. We also have a special guest from Finland. We're going to visit his studio in Brittany, and there are two exciting news at the end, so please bear with us, okay? I don't have presentation today. You probably remember what we have exhibition coming up, you know, not one, but two, one online, one offline show. And I hope you will be entering either of the shows. I'm gonna say a few words about that later if you'll stick around. I hope you're painting, and today it's now back to Tony, and please enjoy. I'm gonna spotlight for everyone. And if you're just watching for the demo part, I will ask you to mute yourself. So for people, it wouldn't be switching. Hi, Tony.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. 24 people now on my little list here. Isn't that wonderful? Today, what is the time? What is my time? It's just after 6 p.m. here in Scotland. It is a Easter Sunday, and it stopped raining, which is really wonderful. I managed to cut my lawns this morning and did a few chores around the house. And the weather's really quite nice. It's starting to warm up. I've only got 2 shirts on today instead of 3 shirts and a big woolly jumper. But welcome to my studio here in Scotland. This is going to be my last sort of Zoom, I think, before I head off this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday coming, I head off to the airport to fly out to the US to start my workshop tour after 3 years, a face-to-face workshop tour, basically all down the West Coast, starting from Dakota Arts, going down through to Portland, into California, across to Phoenix, and then I'm up into Santa Fe for the Plein Air Expo. I'm a faculty artist there. I'll be doing a demo on stage and making a fool of myself and generally getting in the way, and painting in various locations with a whole gang of wonderful artists. And then I move across for my penultimate workshop. And dare I say it, we're looking at organizing something in Vegas for the very first days of June. I'll be in Vegas with Dasha, and we're going to put together a demo on one night and a 2-day workshop, a face-to-face workshop with lots of fun and lots of creative ideas. So we'll get that going very shortly. And hopefully there are people out there who can't make it to IAPS. I know IAPS can be, you know, sometimes you just can't get there. So hey, this will be like second best. You can come along and we can paint together in a 2-day workshop. That will be a bundle of fun. You know, we can paint the desert, and it'll be nice and warm and toasty, and that'll be lovely. And I've got, I'm going to do a demo this evening. I've sent Dasha a reference photograph from my little trip to Monument Valley in late October 2019. I spent a few days up there in Monument Valley, sketching, drawing, and getting reference material. And what I'd like to do is to paint one of the scenes from that trip for you. I thought that would be a nice change from painting snow scenes in Scotland and the cold weather. I thought, let's get some heat going. Let's paint something nice and hot and warm and yummy, and lots of color. So I sent Dasha a reference photograph. Whether she's going to share it with you or ping it down, you can then have a look at it. And then for those of you I guess you're not going to be painting, but if those of you in your studio and want to paint along, feel free. And we'll, well, there are. We're going to have a go at something like this. I've cropped it down a bit. This was, I've sort of made like a panoramic view, and I thought this would be quite nice. It's an amazing place, of course. That was ticked off my bucket list back in 2019, just before pandemic and excuse me, and lockdown. So I'd love to go back, but I'd love to go back to. There are other national parks that I really want to go and see in your part of the world, or in Dash's part of the world, or most of you, I guess. But this is what I'm going to paint for you this evening as a demo. I'm not quite sure, Dash. I think we've got about an hour. We should be able to do something. We should be able to do something in an hour. Am I correct?
Yes, you have all time you need, all 10 minutes for your demos.
Well, listen, soon when you get fed up, just,
yeah, just shut down, like.
Get him off the stage, get rid of it. I've picked out, hey, listen, because I'm going away on Saturday and I'll be away for about seven weeks. I've got one piece of paper left. This is on the easel. That's all I've got left in the studio. So if this turns to custard and we mess it up, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have to tell a few jokes for an hour, but I'm pretty sure we'll get by. I've got a bit of what is it? It's it's color fix. I got a bit of color fix on the paper, on the easel there. It's a very dark sort of sort of a dark rusty red. Well, you can see it anyway. I'll just bring the easel a bit closer, the computer a bit closer, because I've got my little clip-on mic, and it's a brand new one. My other one, which I bought not more than a year ago, has actually given up the ghost, and it just died a death. So I've had to buy a new one, and I'm hoping that that it will work. So I'm just going to give it a test run, and if you can't hear me when I'm at the easel, I'll bring the computer closer, and we can use the microphone on the computer. Let me just check to see if it's if it's connected and it's talking to the computer. So hopefully you guys can hear me. And if I go back here, can you still hear me? And if I turn around, could you still hear me? Oh, good. Oh, good. Right, well, I'll just get a little bit closer now. I don't want to get any feedback. Sounds great. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Lynn. Lynn, who's that? Where's that, Lynn? Oh. I think I've met Lynn. Have I met you before, Lynn? Never mind. Well, I have now. So let me turn the easel. Sorry, not the. Hey, listen. Not only am I the sound man, but I'm the cameraman, because I've got to switch cameras. So I'm sound man, cameraman, painter man, and light control man, and I might have to sweep the floor afterwards. So just bear with me. I'm just going to turn the camera around. So hopefully, just make sure the easel doesn't get in our way, because I don't really want to be tripping over the easel. That would be a disaster. Now, I've actually pre-selected. I don't normally do this. I've actually pre-selected you're talking a bit of paper again now. Here, I've actually pre-selected the pastels that I'm going to use for this particular painting, which I don't usually do that, but I've got them here. I did it especially because I tell you why. Because I'm traveling on Saturday, I've packed both my Hellman boxes. You know, the little little sketch box and the backpack. And so I've packed that all with lovely, clean, fresh pastels. And I thought, now what am I going to paint with tonight? So I've had to scratch around my little stock of pastels here, and I've managed to come across enough of these little sticks. And here's my selection. It looks, it looks quite big actually, but there's a lot of red rocks going to be taken. You're going to go on here, and what red rock? I'm painting red rocks for red rocks. I mean, isn't that amazing? That's just, well, it's a gimmick, I suppose. Let me turn the camera around once more, and I think that will be okay for you. Now I'm just going to get my ruler, because that bit of paper is a little bit bigger than I expected. I want it to be, I'm just going to measure it. I want it to be, that's 12 inches, that's fine. But I want it to be 24 by 12. So let me just find a little pastel pencil. And what does this measure? Look, that measures 26. Oh, that's good. So I'll take an inch off there, and maybe just a little bit off there. So what I want to do, because it'll fit in a frame, and this is why I'm doing it, and so I'll just strike a line down there and strike a line somewhere down there. Sorry about my head getting in the way. Okay, so the painting will fit in between those two lines. I'm just being careful. I'm being what's the word? Frugal. So that's what we're going to do. Now I've got my reference material here on my iPad, and it's the same photograph that you guys have got. So I'll just call it up. I did do a whole bunch of sketches of Monument Valley, and I would love to show you the sketches, but they're all packed in my case, ready to travel. But you get the idea that I use my sketchbook an awful lot. So without further ado, let's see what we can conjure up here. Now, of course, for those of you who are new to my demos, those of you who've been here before, I know you have, you're probably going to think, oh, he's going to talk all about that all over again. Well, it is a fact that I do paint from dark to light, and from what I call the thin, fat over lean, or thin paint to fat paint at the end. And so I start off with my darker values, and I built up to the mid values and up to the highlights, and then the detail on the top. And so, and I always painted, this is my preferred way of painting. It has been for many, many years, even when I paint in oil, obviously not watercolor, because that's a different process altogether. But when I painted in oils, I just pulled my microphone out. But when I paint in oils, that was my preferred method of painting. So so here we go. Let me just, this reference material is, sorry about that. I know my big head's in the way, but there we go. There, that's better. Now I can see my reference material. Got the easel. Now I'm going to start off with my famous little sort of semi-hard black charcoal pastel. These are semi-hard, so they don't, they're good for blocking in. We need to obviously look at where all those dark areas are, and I can see, first of all, I mean, the darkest area, and I'm squinting while I'm looking at my reference material, of course, and I'm seeing that this dark area here needs to be brushed in. I usually paint on Sennelier Le Carte paper, which is a really nice, it suits my style. But sadly, I've just totally run out. I was really naughty because I did a demo last night, an online demo, and And I should really have kept a piece back for us. But never mind. I'm sure we can muster up something here. So again, I'm just sort of mapping out where all my darks are going to go. Like that, and there's another sort of semi-dark there, so you put that in. But there's another nice shape there. And then of course, then we've got this gap, and it goes across to there, and then we've got some more monuments in the distance there, so we'll put them in. I know, something like that. And then of course we've got this track, and then there's all sorts of rocks and boulders and big things sprinkled everywhere. So we'll just indicate just one or two. There. That'll do. So and now let's stand back and see what mess we've made. And I'm going to squint and have a look. And I think, well, I'm quite happy with that. And so, colour. What's my next value? Well, I think it's going to be this dark, isn't it? This dark and sort of browny red. So let's put this one on now. Just want to get some of this sort of broken colour going here. And it sort of goes down this way. It's quite dark there, isn't it? And up there, of course. Actually, that's all dark. It goes down. There's a funny little piece. Something like that. And then there's another area there. And then it sort of goes down and it finishes off about there. And then we've got this nice shape here. And then a lighter shape there. And oh, over here, of course, we got these darks. Might have to do this a bit darker. But we'll see if we can pitch it just about right there. And then there, what did we say? There's a whole bunch of boulders, so we can put in a few of these shapes here in the foreground. At the bottom of that, they all crumble away. So that's the first. That's the first pass over, I think. Passover, that's a topical word. Now the next colour is going to be, which one is it? Is it going to be that one or that one? Let's just see. I think there's some nice shapes up in this corner here. And just about, actually, I think I need to just get a red pastel pencil out because I don't want to lose my way here. I think it's important to find That's that light area. We, you know.
PT meeting at 9. Great.
Yeah. Everything, you can still hear me, guys?
Yes, Tony, thank you.
Thank you. Right, so and do you know, just under here, I think it could be a lighter one. There's quite an intense counter change there from dark to light. And it sort of goes along there. And then a little bit there. And then of course, then there's this other area. You know, it's a little bit to put it like putting a jigsaw puzzle together, isn't it? I've got to stand back now to make sure that I'm not losing my way. It's a quite nice sharp edge. And then there's another nice sharp edge where we'll lighten this up again shortly. And there's another area that sort of looks like that. And then, oh look, there's a big rock there. And another couple of more things there. Now, where am I going? Sort of going there and a little bit up there. I think there's a hint of light just on the top of that area there. And there's sort of a crease there. Back to the dark pastel again, because I can see I've just missed a little wee bit out there, just about there. Yeah. I don't know whether you guys do this. Do you talk to your painting? Do you talk? You know, I'm talking. I'm saying, I'm talking to myself, saying, you know, put a piece in there, put a piece there. And look, see, there's a piece there, and there's a sort of an area that comes down there, and then on that side, there's something like that. Oh, look, there's a nice area just down there. Now, what about over here? I think that's too light, isn't it? I'm going to darken up this area again because I want it to sit nicely in the background there. There's a sort of a some pointy stuff going on there, somewhere around there. And then there's just a hint of, where is it? Somewhere around there, maybe? And then maybe a little bit of that pointy stuff. Let's bring some of these rocks down in the foreground, because there are some stones and there's some sort of couch grass or whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it, but there's all sorts of stuff there. And there's probably a little bit of it over here. Let's put a stone here. I'm sure there's going to be, you know, they do tidy the area up with stones because you've got to drive along all this terrain, haven't we? There, that's not a bad start. Let's put those little sticks of pastel away and stand back and see what we've done. Excuse me. Well, I think we've done well. I just want to brush in a bit of the sky now. So I'm going to find, I've got a unison pastel here, a blue violet 10, which always suits well. So I'm going, you know, this color fix is quite tough. So let's brush in, and it sort of goes down in stages there, doesn't it? And that's an important line. Oh, let's move my push pin out there. Put that back there. And excuse me, we've still got the highlights to go on, of course. So I'll bring this down here. And bring this it's a sort of a funny, well, it's not funny at all. Oh, hang on, I'm just going to go on the floor now, drop my blue violet. Oh, I'm under the bench. Oh, okay, I'm up. No damage done. Just a bad back. No, I'm joking. And then we got this funny shape here. It goes up. Something like that. And then it sort of goes, comes down to about there, doesn't it? And then this one goes across there. We need to stand back, I think, and have a look, see what we've done. Well, we've done well. Right. That needs to be filled in, of course, because that sort of effect, haven't we? It's quite dark in there, so let's paint it. It is quite dark. Now, do we need another colour in the sky? I've got a blue violet. Perhaps that's a bit too. As it gets lower down, I think it needs to be just a lighter value. There's some clouds in there, but I don't really want to put the clouds in. Because it looks so much nicer without the clouds. Oh, look at that. Get rid of that. That's a stiff brush, just to get rid of that nasty mark that I've made there. And well, I'm just going to sort of well, this is fiddly. I'm not going to fiddle around with any of that. Right, I'm just going to clean my little finger because I like to blend with my little pinky. I don't normally do an awful lot of blending, but I think on this particular situation, I'm just going to blend it just a tad. let's bring that blue down a bit more, and let's put that. Oh, and let's put that this other blue up a bit, just a little bit more. And we'll just sort of imitation clouds, I guess. Now, a little bit more sky to mess around with. That doesn't look right to me, that peak up there. That should be something like that. It's got a funny sort of shape, isn't it? And then it goes there, that's right. And then it comes down. Is that? Oh, that's not bad. A little bit of that sky, excuse me, just down in there, I think. I'll poke that up there. I'm trying not to contaminate the sky, but get a little bit of stuff going in there. There, that's the sky done. That's a bit of a boring task, but it's over with, thank goodness. Let's stand back and see what's happening. I think I've got the urge now just to brush in a little bit of this. Yeah, a little bit of this. Let's put that in first. Just to make it look, get it grounded a bit. So that's like the dirt road. Now, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add a little bit of blue violet in the shadows because I think it's going to help. Because I think it's going to help. So I'm just going to poke a little bit in these dark, really dark areas here. Certainly in that one, in that area, and then. This is like a blue violet look, and I'm just sort of floating it on top of this, all of these red rocks, because it really does warm it up even more. Even though it's a violet, it's got quite a bit of red in it actually. Now that is just about pitch perfect, even though I do say so myself. Now I might add a little bit of that blue violet in the far distance as well. Stand back. Well, this is fun. I'm enjoying this one. Now, what about some? What about some of this? Now, where should we start? I think we need to start somewhere up there, don't we? So we've got a few areas just down there, and there's just a little hint of it. And then there's some sort of marks that go that way. And then I think if we're clever enough, we could just put a little hint of it up there, a little bit of that light up there. Excellent. Now there's a nice big patch of light just there. And it sort of comes down like that. And then, is that light enough, I wonder? Do we need to go a bit lighter? Not yet, not yet. And there's a piece that goes down like that. And then oh, look at that one there. Stand back. I think that's too wide. I think that needs to come down there. And that needs to go straight down there. And there's a few, actually there's some few just about here. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? That's better. Now let's get another lighter value out because I want to get this area up here done. That one there, and then this one, of course. And then it sort of goes down to like that. And then there's a piece there. Well, that's going to be cut off, so we don't worry about that. It's starting to look a little bit like Monument Valley to me anyway. Now, we've got a little bit on, on there. I get, oh, what's that fingerprint? Get rid of that. And then we've got a little bit on there. And we've got a nice piece that comes down. About there. And maybe just a hint of it down like that. Now these boulders and rocks in the foot at the bottom, at the base of the monument. Let's get a few of these in. Wrong one. Let's get back to this one because it sort of goes like this. I'm putting all the dark values of these fallen rocks on bits that have cascaded down over the years and centuries. So that's the first pass. The second one is going to be slightly darker, I think. This one, yeah, and it'll be. I got to try and. Okay, so there's one there. And there's lots of them here, actually. I tell you what, there's some really dark shadows as well in there. So I'm going to try and find, I'm going to use a dark blue violet, a dark blue, really dark blue pastel here, and find these shadows underneath the rocks. Let's put that one. There's a big one there. And I'm only picking out the important rocks. The rest I'm making up as I go, because hopefully nobody's going to count the amount of rocks that I'm placing and putting in and say, well, that was in the wrong place. That shouldn't be there. Quite dark there. I think I've got to darken that up with some of that stuff. Yeah, look at that. There, that'll do. And now some of the highlights now on these rocks, which would be, what, this one maybe? I think I've got it in my hand. Because there's a nice one there, isn't there? Well, that's that just fallen apart. That little pastel is just crumbled in my hand. There's another one there. See, this is nice when you paint light against dark all the time. So this is where you get that nice that contrast, that counter change. And so look, maybe that's another one there, and there's another one leaning up there, and because we've got this big boy here, and then we've got another one just about. Oh. Let's get another piece out. And then we'll just find those shadows and put those little wee rocks in. There's a few sprinkled down there. Maybe a big one there. I said there was a big one in the foreground, isn't there? Oh, it's there now. Now let's stand back and see what we've done. Bad. Starting to look nice and jaggy, isn't it? So that's a nice shape. That's a nice shape we've got to get in. And there's a nice highlight just on there. And another one just up there. And there's a few bits and pieces in the distance. Now, what's this? This is a nice, is this too dark? It could be too dark. Let's have a blue violet. Because we've got this cart trail. I want to get this road in. Now, what colour did I use for the road? This one, I think. Yeah. It's a bit orange in the photograph. I wonder if we should have. Well, it's too late now. So we'll put that in. Just move that peg. Just catch my fingers on it. Let's put that peg over there somewhere, out of the way. And then, of course, we've got some tracks, all the vehicles that all the vehicles make. So we'll put that in as a blue violet, maybe just a little darker in a few places, maybe. There. Now we've got a little bit of some more blue violet, I think, up there, isn't there? Let's put that in. And then we've got quite a nice dark area, dark grey, I think, on the just on that horizon line. So let's just put that in, because we want that horizon to sit well back. Oh, it's nice for my track as well. And now we've got some, I think it's sort of greenery up here, isn't it? So we'll put that in. And then
Looks like, I guess we missed it. We should have been an hour ago. Really?
Sorry,
You're right on time.
tell me if I'm if we're getting bored.
No, Tony, you're doing fantastic. There are more people joining us, and Tony is finishing his 7th painting, if you just joined us.
Lovely. Right, I think I need another colour now, just a sort of a darker, a brown, a darker green. What's the colour I'm looking for? Sort of, yeah, that colour, a darker greeny browny colour, just to, oh, here we are, look, just to highlight some of this undergrowth and shrubbery and bushes or whatever it is that's down there. And then, of course, it does continue somewhere on there, I guess. In there, and down there, and then it changes colour a bit to sort of a rusty red colour. I can find a rusty red colour. What's that one? Will that work? Might work. And then hints of it down there. Now let's get back to not quite the right colour, but who cares? Well, I don't. Perhaps it should be just a little bit more orange. I do care now. Let's put in a little hint of orange. Here. bit of hint of orange, and now we can just overpaint it again with our with this one. And I'm going to put some bigger stones just along here somewhere. I know they're not in the photograph, but I don't care. Shadows, a bit more shadow. There's my shadow color.
Tony, there are comments in the chat. This is breathtaking, beautiful. Joanne loving this.
Okay, do you want me to carry on?
Of course. Everybody loving it.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm glad you're still around, because otherwise I'd be talking to myself. Now, I'm still not happy with the track. I think it needs to be lighter. Hands up who thinks it needs to be lighter. Right. Well, I think it needs to be lighter. Now, how light do we go? That light. Put that push pin back in there. Stand back a wee bit. Oh, that's a little bit better. Grasses, back to the grasses. That's the same colour. One just a little touch lighter. Maybe this one. And then a little hint of it over here, I think. Back to the path, back to the pathway, and that's really quite light down in here. Yeah, Look at that sky up there. Look at that. Some of them grubby fingers have been around there. That's what it was. More grubby fingers. Just about there. I know. You know, it's. I know it looks a bit fiddly, but I think on this particular subject, because it's there's a lot of contrast. I need to get. It needs to be. Needs to be neat. That's the word I was looking for. Whew. A little bit of blending here and there doesn't hurt. Now, now what have we done? Let me just see. I'm standing back. I just want to take a quick look at it. I'm just going to wash my hands, guys. I won't be a second.
Please unmute yourself, maybe turn your camera on and give Tony your feedback.
Right, I've washed my hands and
That is amazing.
and let's see what we've done. Let's just move a bit of this.
I love the colors.
Well, yeah.
So much more vibrant than the photo even.
Well, you're very sweet. Now, let me just see what we've actually done, because here, hopefully, this will fit on here.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Tony,
Well, oh God.
just wonderful.
That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Red rocks. This is red rocks. Well, let's just
That's fun.
It's incredible.
Yeah, beautiful. I love the colors.
Isn't that a bit of fun?
Mhm.
Mhm.
It is very
more than
fun.
fun, it's magic, absolute magic. Wonderful work.
Really wonderful, and thank you for showing us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for joining me in my studio. That was oh, look, this is even a photograph. Let me just see what happens if I we put the photograph there as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's much better without the clouds, I think.
Do you know,
Yeah.
whoever that, you're right. It was that bet. I can't see this. I've only got 4 or 5 people. I'm just going to turn my screen round now. Can I? Oh, sorry. No, I didn't want to put the clouds in. You can see that if I'd have put the clouds in, you know, that big band of light value shooting across there just wouldn't have looked right. And that's why I chose that sort of, that just lighter. Oh, look at the mess. I can see the mess there. That lighter value, just around from the horizon. But I'm just going to. I know. Getting a bit anal here, but I need to get rid of those little wee marks there. because this painting is all about sharp edges, sharp, crisp edges, counter this dark against light and this silhouette stuff and the big rocks and the jagged boulders. So it all has to be quite sharp and jagged. So there we are. There's a 12 by 24.
That's nice.
I love it. You can feel the heat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can feel the heat. Yeah. I'll move that out the way now, and I'm going to switch my microphone off, my clip-on mic, because we don't need that. And I'll bring. Oh, Lord.
Hey, I promise that's the last time you have to be a cameraman and sound man. That's like, you will have people for that in Las Vegas and other places you're going.
Yes.
So guys, we just announced we're gonna have 3 days actually with Tony, but one event will be open for everybody. So if you're just gonna drive for 1 day to see Tony, on June 1st, we will have open demo with Tony Allain, and just June 2nd and 3rd is a 2-day workshop. So I'm not sure what we're going to prepare for you guys, but it will be a lot of red rocks. We have Venetian Hotel, so I never been in Venice, but if we'll draw it, maybe Venetian Hotel will take us to Vegas, with Tony's help and inspiration. So it will be exciting. I posted link, and today is early bunny special for Red Rock members. So very special price on Tony's workshop. Yes, just for today only. So usually we do early bird, but it's early bunny. And it's 3-day event. June 1st is free, and June 2nd and 3rd, link in the bio, come join us in Las Vegas. And I hope you'll stick around with me for a few more minutes, but I'll have to remind you, just in case you forgot, what we have 2 shows coming up. You can enter both shows on Show Submit. First, entry deadline is coming up on April 20th. It's our juried online member show. So if you already become Red Rock member, there is nothing else you need to do besides entering your best work on Show Submit. And this year we're making it super easy. Just upload your photos. Not need to rename your file, resize your file. Just upload your best images and work there. Don't need to be framed. It can be not for sale. If you already sold it, you can still enter it. Just read prospectus and great prizes, amazing team of judges and jurors. Deadline is coming up in a few days. We're gonna produce beautiful catalog like we've done. So if you participated, you probably know what we're doing a great job on the books also. After that, it will be available for purchase later. So waiting for your work, few days left. And secondly, there is a show in Las Vegas coming up. It will be our first in-person show. And Tony may or may not already submit his painting. So 2 already. So he submit for first and for the second. And I see everything because I'm exhibition chair. So you guys have some competition, but this is our first show. So it's not very big show, to clarify. Same great prizes. Theme is red. And I do have a judge here for the red show who is going to teach another workshop on June 18th in person. So Serge is here, and he is going to be judging this show. Do you have something to say?
Is that the man who's going to be judging? Serge?
Yes, it's
Oh, great man, great judge.
and we added event with Serge. He is going to teach. If you've been at our January meeting, Serge showed demo how he does his work. He works from dark to light, and you can find it on YouTube. And I probably painted one of my best pictures while taking Serge's workshop a couple of years ago. So that's something what's coming up on June 18th, and the show will be in person. Workshop also will be in person in Las Vegas. So if you're planning to head this way before IAPS or instead of IAPS, you have options right now. And there is also bunny special on workshop too. So I hope you will enter show. Hope to see you in person soon. I'm not promising what there will be no Zooms because I'm kind of addicted to Zooms already. So thank you so much, Tony. And thank you for everybody joining us live. Any
Thank you.
inspiration for people who didn't enter show yet?
Yes.
I'm in the middle of doing it. I'm going to go finish it now. Good reminder.
Susan, how are you? We haven't met, but
Oh, good.
we were supposed to get together a couple of years ago. We never
I
did.
know. Well, come to Cleveland. Want to come? Want to stop on your way home?
Well, I'm actually in that part of the world next spring.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm going to email you.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah.
Okay, we can talk. That'd be great. And by the way, I'd love to come to your workshop in Las Vegas. I'm going to be there on Saturday, May 29th. But my
Okay.
husband and I are then going to Utah to Bryce and to Zion to paint. So I can't be there, but I'll be using what I saw today as inspiration.
Go.
Perfect timing to watch this. So thank you. It was great.
Well, you're most welcome. I did it on that color fix paper, by the way, guys. And I did use color fix, that art spectrum several years ago. And I used it for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, but I seem to have gone off it now. But I'm into the pastel card, the Sennelier pastel card, which suits me down. I mean, it's allergic to water and alcohol, of course, the pastel card, but it does suit me because I'm a dry painter. I only use alcohol after my paintings, not on the paint.
So did you like working on this today, Tony?
Wasn't
Did you
too
mind
bad.
working?
It was my last sheet, and I found it in the drawer, and I thought, oh, well, this is, and I chose it because of the color of the paper. I didn't want to use a lighter colored paper, like the oatmeal U art. I didn't want to.
So we started our membership drive for 2000.
I was trying to share video with everybody, and sorry, you have to hear me one more time. I will do it later.
Sorry, what I should have said, of course, at the beginning of this is that the choice of paper color was important for me. Even though it was at that sort of deep, sort of red sepia color, I would have preferred to use a different color card. This one here, this is the sepia Sennelier card, which is a nice sort of neutral, warm, mid-value warm, and that would have been really, really nice on there. But it's turned out okay because you can't see the paper. I've eliminated all of the paper now on this particular painting. It's all gone, even in the sky. I might have to put that in a frame one of these days. Excuse me. But anyway, I know you've got things to do and people to see and paintings to paint. So I want to say thank you so much to Dasha, and thank you for all of you wonderful people for coming to my studio this evening or this afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I think Serge is in Normandy in France, and I guess a few of you guys are still in the US, but I think there was 1 or 2 who were spread around the world or around the planet. But anyway, thank you again, once again for.
Thank you.
Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
So
Yes,
much.
thank you.
Thank you. It was
Thank you,
wonderful.
guys.
Thank you,
Excellent.
Dasha. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dasha.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for
holidays.
joining.
Thank you so
Happy
much,
Easter.
Tony.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Wonderful.
Please remember to enter the show, okay? And
Yes.
Absolutely.
Stay safe.
absolutely, I love it. Everybody enter, okay? So who
Yes.
gonna watch your recording?
Absolutely.
Enter the show. Bye. See you
Bye-bye,
guys.
everybody. Bye,
Thank you,
Tony.
Tony. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks again.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.